All right, folks, today the Academy says that Will Smith was asked to leave the Oscars. Well, that was yesterday. Now TMZ is reporting, sources saying that it's simply not the case, that he was asked by Will Packer, the producer, to actually stay. Now, the Academy is trying to play the cover your ass game because people are demanding why they didn't take action against Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock on Sunday. Now, here's the deal. Now, remember, let's backtrack on how they did this deal. On Sunday night, they claim Academy members were sitting so far apart they had no opportunity to gather to talk about what actually happened. Then on Monday, they said, that there were discussions about whether he should leave. Now they're saying, absolutely, he was asked to leave. And then now other people are saying, no, they did not. See, let me explain to y'all what's going on here. The Academy looked at public comments. They looked at what black folks were saying and white folks were saying, and they all of a sudden, pretty much a significant number of people, probably say more than the majority, was that Will Smith was in the wrong. So now all of a sudden they're changing their tune. But you notice how they also want to throw in the other black guy, Will Packer, saying, Will Packer asked him to stay. Be very mindful of the games being played here, folks. All right? Be very mindful. And this was the Academy's statement. The Board of Governors today initiated disciplinary proceedings against Mr. Smith for violations of the Academy's standards of conduct, including inappropriate physical conduct, abusive or threatening behavior, and compromising the integrity of the Academy. Consistent with the Academy's standards of conduct as well as California law, Mr. Smith is being provided at least 15 days' notice of a vote regarding his violations and sanctions and the opportunity to be heard beforehand by means of a written response. At the next board meeting on April 18th, the Academy may take any disciplinary actions, which may include suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions presented by the bylaws and standards of conduct. Mr. Smith's actions at the 94th Oscars were a deeply shocking, traumatic event to witness in person and on television. Mr. Rock, we apologize to you for what you experienced on our stage, and thank you for your resilience in that moment. We also apologize to our nominees, guests, and viewers for what transpired during what should have been a celebratory event. Things unfolded in a way we could not have anticipated. While we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. Now, last night in Boston, Chris Rock was doing a show where he mentioned the incident. Listen.
How was your weekend? I don't have like a bunch of about what happened. So if you came to hear that, I had like a whole show I wrote before this weekend. And I'm still kind of processing what happened. So at some point I'll talk about it. And, it'll be serious, it'll be funny.
Sue him, Chris, sue him!
Wanda Sykes, who's one of the three co-hosts, she said that Chris Rock apologized to her, saying that it was unfortunate that what took place overshadowed the great job that she, Regina Hall, and Amy Schumer were doing. Wanda said she is still traumatized by what happened. Amy Schumer said the exact same thing. We have not actually heard anything from Regina Hall about what unfolded. Folks are picking sides in this. Other comedians who know both of them are picking sides. It's very interesting how this whole thing is playing out. And you have some folks, The Wrap had a story that out saying that Will Smith mortally wounded his career as a result of what took place on Sunday. I want to talk to my panel about this. Just several different things here to break it down. Dr. Larry J. Walker, assistant professor, University of Central Florida. Reese Colbert, founder of Black Women's Views. Dr. Greg Carr, Department of Afro-American Studies at Howard University. Reese, I want to start with you on this. So it's as I'm looking at this here, again, look, I'm in media, been in media for a real long time. And when you break this thing down, and I need everybody to understand who's watching, y'all been there, done that, got the receipts to prove it. You don't say on Monday, we contemplated asking him to leave, but we couldn't all gather to make a decision. And then nothing happens on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, you have a definitive statement saying he was asked to leave. If he was asked to leave and you released it on Wednesday, well, then you knew that was on Sunday. I believe this is a complete lie. I believe what they're trying to do is build up this case, making Will Smith out to be this wild, crazy, losing his mind. Do I believe that he crossed the line, that he should have initiated this physical altercation with Chris Rock? Absolutely not. But the games that we're now seeing being played, and now the people, oh my goodness, Jim Carrey, how dare he? He should be sued for $200 million. And folks saying, take his Oscar. Y'all want to go down that road? I don't think so. Reese?
Well, the Oscar don't really mean shit to me personally. I wasn't even interested in the Academy Awards until I saw Beyonce's performance, and then I saw a little bit of hubbub about the slap or whatever. All I have to really say about it is I hope everybody votes, because y'all ain't for that violent route. Dr. Carr has been saying what it might come to in this country with the breakdown. Y'all ain't got hands. And I'm not saying he should have did it. I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is y'all don't believe in violence. Y'all don't believe in throwing hands. So go on ahead and get to the ballot box in November. It's a lot at stake. So all you nonviolent people, keep that nonviolent energy and take it right to the polls.
See, Larry, people got to be very mindful again when the stories come out. So the Academy drops their statement. Then TMZ comes out with saying, no, that's not true, that Will Packer asked him to stay. Oh, now you want to shift this to Will Packer. Just saw a story that Will Packer is going to give an exclusive interview on Good Morning America. Now, I've been texting Will since Sunday as well. So, Will, when you finish with them, come talk to Black Media. I'm going to send him that text right now, my alpha brother. But Larry, I'm always trying to explain to people, be very mindful again how the subtle shift happens and how folks now want to maneuver this when you had the all-black production team. We've had black Oscar producers before, but to have an all-black production team, that was the difference.
Yeah, so Roland, shout out to Alpha Brother Will Packer. He did a phenomenal job. But this is the PR game. So what's happening right now is they're like you said, Roland, certainly color matters. So that's shifting the blame to Brother Packer. And it wasn't like that just a few days ago. So they've changed the narrative because of all the negative feedback they've gotten. Listen, I was listening to Jim the other day, and I heard people talking about it. People talking about it everywhere. Street corners, gyms, everywhere you go, you're hearing about it. But listen, this is all about a PR. This is a PR nightmare, obviously, for the Oscars and everyone involved. And so I'm referring to this as Slapgate. So that's essentially what we're dealing with. And seeing it happen live on television reminds me of an episode of Dynasty. But I'm glad that Brother Packer is going to give his side of the story, because we already know how this game goes, right? So he was overseeing, producing the Oscars. And so they're going to shift the blame to who's easily shift the blame to, and that's Brother Packer. So I want to say, Roland, also in terms of, Will Smith's behavior, I'm originally from Philadelphia. Questlove, shout out to him for winning the Oscar. But as a Philadelphia native, I heard people make jokes about Philadelphia and et cetera. But this is not how people from Philadelphia behave. Slapping someone on live television is not how we do things. Also, I want to add that as Chris Rock made the joke, I wouldn't have made the joke because I have a great deal of respect and love for black women. But he did. But, Will didn't handle it properly. It's an embarrassment, and it's also a bad look for black folks. And it's also, you see the shift to Brother Packer, who basically, when we talk about Sidney Poitier and all the other African Americans that came before him, the sacrifice for him to get to this, had this kind of platform, and to bring in black folks from HBCUs, et cetera. And now we're talking about this and not the successful job that Brother Packer and all those Wanda Sykes and those other people associated with the Oscars did. So it's a bad look for Will Smith. And also we have to add, once again, the blame game has started. And because of public opinion, it's shifted in one direction. And the Oscars know that. And I'm quite sure Will is gonna really, I I'm interested in seeing what the repercussions are, because I think they're going to end up being severe.
I'm going to say this again, and there's no disrespect. What took place on Sunday is not a bad reflection of Philadelphia. What took place on Sunday is not a bad reflection on black people. It's not a bad reflection on black entertainers. What took place on Sunday involved two people. And I think what's important, and I said this on social media, and this is why I disagreed with Craig Melvin. This is why I disagreed with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is why I disagreed with others. I saw Robin Gavon's piece in the Washington Post. What I need black people in the 21st century to do, or was it the 22nd century? What I need black people to do in 2022, I need us to stop wearing the crown of white supremacy, where we parrot what they say. Oh, we do one thing, this is how they think of us. When if Alec Baldwin is acting a fool, or Sean Penn, we don't go, ooh, look at all the white people. One of the most violent, racist people in Hollywood is Mel Gibson. And his ass was sitting in the audience. And even after his violent racism was exposed, he was still presenting at the Oscars. So I ain't even sitting here, even playing that game with any of these people. What I want us to do, Dr. Carr, as black people, is I need us to step back a taste and then recognize that there are times when we, as black people, in effort to impress white people, go harder against one of our own so we can show that we are just as hard as them. I'm not going to name. No, I am.
Uh-oh.
When the lawsuit was filed against Black News Channel, the class action lawsuit detailing pay inequity, sexual harassment, things along those lines, someone at NABJ wanted us to write a hardcore statement against them, and it was stated that I want to go even harder because they are black. And I said, as somebody, of course, who is on the advocacy committee and who actually wrote the statement, I said, absolutely not. What we are not going to do is write a statement that's harder against them because they're black. We are going to treat Black News Channel like we would ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, MSNBC, and we're going to write the statement the way we normally do. I said, but we are not going to be harder on them because they're black. That is something that as I'm seeing people talk and react, Greg, that is problematic for me, what I am seeing unfold.
I agree with you 100%. The Academy, the Motion Picture Academy, is the white world. I haven't laughed this hard at nonfiction writing and commentary in my life than I have watching the pets of white institutions trying to race translate over the last 3 days. It's been hilarious. I've really enjoyed it. There were a couple pieces in the New York Times where I found, why am I laughing? And I realized, oh my God, you really are a figment of these white people's imaginations. We have our opinions on Chris Rock, on Jada Pinkett Smith, on Will Smith, and within the black community, there will be the full range of opinion. I have no interest in anything any white person has to say because I understand what situation these black employees were in. I don't care how many millions of dollars they're in. They were in a white space. Shout out to Denzel Washington, the OG, the elder, who when the cameras went down, calmed the situation down. Talked to Chris Rock, talked to Will Smith, got over there in the corner with Tyler Perry, then bent down and sat for a minute with Jada Pinkett Smith. You see, Denzel understands we are behind enemy lines here. And in all of their minds, to a brother who did not receive an Oscar on camera, but apparently they gave him an honorary Oscar at some point over the last couple of days, Samuel L. Jackson, as he told Larry Fishburne in School Days, to all of those people, y'all N-words, and you're going to be N-words forever, just like us. I don't care if you're the Fresh Prince. I don't care if you in Training Day. I don't care whether you are in Independence Day. I don't care whether you I Am Legend or I, Robot. At the end of the day, this is the behavior that they expect. But guess what? Why do you care? What the Academy is doing right now, is trying to figure out the way to gather the forces to gather and get this Negro out the paint. But he's kind of big to do, so they are figuring the odds. As for our friend and brother Will Packer, who has navigated those treacherous sands now for quite some time, they will try to get him up out the paint too. Wanda Sykes, Wanda, sis, Wesley Morris, New York Times, Wesley, bruh. You can't make these people love you. You can't make them love you. There's nothing you can say. Kareem, brother, I believe that you are saying what you're saying because that is the position that you have. But let us not forget that if this were a backyard barbecue and we playing spades and drinking and eating barbecue and you said that, we'd get into arguing and fighting and agreeing and disagreeing. But the minute you traverse over into the white world, you an N-word too. Do you remember when you changed your name from Lou Alcindor to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? That was shortly before John Wayne threatened the Native American sister, the Lakota sister that Marlon Brando sent out there to tell him he didn't want the damn statue in 1974 after he won the best Oscar for The Godfather. And you, John Wayne, so mad, Mr. Green Beret, Mr. America Military Right, let's slaughter everybody in the world. You ready to beat this young girl up. Don't nobody give a damn about the Academy Awards. They're trying to figure out how to get Will Smith up out the paint, and he's too big to move. So they're going to keep gathering their troops. That's what we're watching happen in real time. And black people, shut your damn mouth, except you employees, which means as soon as y'all got talking, we should hit the mute button anyway, because I'm with you. Y'all trying to please somebody who can never be pleased.
Back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way. Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Like, Roland was amazing on that.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?